Two Good Samaritans recently lost their lives trying to stop a man from walking out of a Fairfield convenience store with a case of beer. They were shot in the process. One died at that scene, 1 day later, and a third Good Samaritan is still recovering from his wounds. 3 weeks ago, 10 people used sledgehammers to smash their way into jewelry store display cases at the Roseville Galleria. You're looking at some of the suspect cars there. If those were the only two cases of retail theft plaguing the region, they would be quite enough, but there have been hundreds, and there's new action at the Capitol to try and stop it. Here with me live to explain, the assembly member behind this new proposal, Al Muratsuchi, and Rachel Michelin, president and CEO of the California Retail Association. Good morning to you both.
Good morning.
I have to share that just this past Saturday, I was right behind a man who tried to push his way out of the Garden Center checkout lanes at Home Depot in West Sacramento with $798 worth of merchandise, a big saw and another piece of equipment. He gave a clerk a credit card that wasn't valid, and when that clerk looked down to say, hey, this isn't going through, he just took off with that cart. Luckily, an undercover security guard was able to wrest the cart away from him, so the items were recovered. But Rachel, assembly member, what is going on in our state? Why is this happening so much? Either of you?
You know, I would say we've talked about this before. It's been a growing problem in California, and that's why we are thrilled to be partnering with the assembly member on this legislation, because it really is putting some guardrails. It really is looking at it from a comprehensive approach. It is providing some consequences for the behavior, but coupling that with diversion programs and job training.
And assembly member, why do you think that this is happening and seems to be such an increasing trend?
Yeah, well, obviously there are a lot of people that are struggling during this pandemic, and so that's why we've seen this spike in organized retail theft during the last 2 years. So, you know, I think we need a balanced approach, you know, one that especially holds serial offenders accountable while making sure that we're addressing the root causes of a lot of this crime, you know, poverty, mental health, substance abuse addiction, we need to take a balanced approach.
And assembly member, with your new bill, AB 2390, you're looking to strengthen Prop 47, which has to do with the dollar amount considered to be a felony theft. What's the change here?
Well, you know, we're seeing too many retail theft offenders just going scot-free after committing crimes, committing offenses, you know, and some of that is because, you know, none of them see, they're not held accountable in any way. I mean, with the increase under Proposition 47 to the $950 threshold from a misdemeanor to a felony, many of the offenders are just, you know, arrested, and they're just in and out of jail with very little to no consequences. And so we're trying to strike a balance by aggregating the theft amount from, you know, for serial offenders, while at the same time sending and strengthening these diversion programs, again, to try to address the root causes of the crime, you know, either through mental health treatment, substance treatment, and so forth.
And just to make sure everybody didn't miss it, when you say aggregating, so if I'm the criminal and I have 5 theft cases, then each one of those right now would maybe just be a misdemeanor, but a prosecutor is going to be able to add all of those up, and so I'd be facing a felony, right?
That's correct.
Okay.
That is correct.
All righty, just to be clear, to make sure everybody understand what the change may be. And Rachel, the Retail Association, from that point of view, why is this kind of change so important? What kind of difference do you think it could make in the overall crisis that we see statewide?
I think it could have a huge impact. What we know is we see these repeat offenders constantly. Our stores know who these folks are. And unfortunately, they have figured out the loophole in Prop 47. And they can continue to go in, and any given day, they'll go in multiple times into a store, steal under $950, knowing that there will not be any consequence. What I think is so great about the assembly members' legislation is that our goal has never been to put people in jail. Our goal is actually to really be able to help be part of the solution. We know a lot of folks who are serial offenders. They do it because they have an addiction problem. They're addicted to opioids. They have a drug addiction. They're homeless, mental health. And we think this is a really great first step to be able to offer these folks an off-ramp, give them the help that they need. And then from a retail perspective, we're going to back that up with job training programs in the state so that we also provide them a path that's more positive where they can become active members of our communities.
Last year, as this disturbing trend of more organized retail theft took shape, the governor reauthorized the state's Organized Retail Theft Task Force. That group recovering $20 million worth of merchandise and almost 800 investigations in its first 4 months of being reconstituted. Aside from that, in this bill, Rachel, what else do you think needs to happen to really quiet this down?
So we have a whole package that we're trying to promote through our Californians for Safe Stores and Neighborhoods. We support the governor's $300 million appropriation in the budget that not only gives permanent funding to the task forces, but expands to 2 additional task forces. It also provides dedicated prosecutors, local government grants for law enforcement so they can work with the community, and then additional funding for diversion programs and job trainings. We also support a bill by Senator Nancy Skinner, Senate Bill 301, which deals with the online marketplaces. And, you know, we saw this visual when the governor was down in Los Angeles a few months ago looking at the cargo theft. Cargo theft is a big piece of this, and we need transparency when it comes to making sure that consumers know that they are buying legitimate items on the online marketplaces. And then working with the assembly member, we think if we get this bill across the finish line, you know, and as a reminder, this bill is in furtherance of, it requires 2/3 votes of the legislature and signature of the governor. So it really is in the hands of the legislature to decide if this is the right approach, which we believe it is.
Alrighty, you took the words right out of my mouth with what has to happen at the Capitol to get this passed. Assemblymember Rachel, thank you so much for joining me this morning.
Thank you.